Guys, what's going on? Today we are working on the splitter on the S2000. You guys can see, we'll take a quick look at it right now, but it's pretty beat up. So we are, well, at least Sharpie just like disappeared. We're gonna be remaking it because it sees some shit. I'm gonna flip the camera real quick to show you. Yep, so this one, I got it pre-finished, which I had like a laminate clear over it. So when I sanded it down, it flaked it off. So this time I got just raw one. So we're still gonna sand this down and we're just gonna hit it with some primer, some waterproofing primer, and then just like a sealant, like pretty much like a paint, oil-based paint on top. Nothing too crazy. I'm not really too worried about how long it'll last. Obviously, this thing's been off track, like I went off track a couple times, and you can see it's taking some damage. So I'm not looking for perfection here. You can see all that all around the bottom. It's kind of beat up, but it did its job. This is why we do the birch wood, because if you go with like a carbon one or anything like that, eventually, at least like the way I drive, it's gonna break. You know what I mean? So we're just gonna be doing this in birch wood. We might make some modifications to it here and there. Like we might add like the professional awesome like the splitter ducts. I forget what they call them, but we'll see. We're going to be doing this, and then we're going to be also adding some waterproofing back in place. I'm not sure if that's going to be here in time for Indy. I'm going to try to look for some local here first. That way we can clean up the air. So the point of this is, like, obviously we were making a splitter, but also we're making some ducting here. We're going to shut this off to optimize the airflow, so that way the air doesn't go in and kind of go everywhere. You kind of see the wheels right there, so that becomes very turbulent, and it creates sturdy air. This isn't like a fully dedicated track car, so we're not going to go like 100% like aero efficiency. We're going to optimize it. We're going to make it better without like pretty much taking too much time on it. So right now we're going to trace this out. I need to go probably buy some wood cutting tools, because the last time I borrowed my buddy's tools, and I messaged him if I could use them again, but I think he's busy. So no, naranja. What do you want me to do? Oh, hey, nah, I'm good. Here, record this shit, bro. It's already recording.
What am I recording?
I'm gonna cut this up real quick. So, you guys can see, just like zoom in right heavy. When you got this thing traced out, we got a handy dandy, I don't know, what do you call this? Cutting tool for the wood. But yeah, we're gonna cut the sucker off. Get this thing prepped. See how good I am. Apparently not that good.
So I wrote this, bro.
I'm making a race car shit, bro. Ah! Watch out, bro. You might get a splinter.
Damn.
We should also probably have safety gear, which I do have, but I don't have on currently. This is not a photo video. Should probably put my fingers behind the saw. Anything, we should have Brian do this.
Wait, where'd you get that from?
This was just getting free track days, bro.
Who is?
This dude.
And free car washes.
I know. Damn.
Let me grab the car.
You gotta pay up, bro.
Let me grab the car next time.
Hell no. I got this from Home Depot, dude. Birch plywood.
Oh, that. Where'd you get that from? Oh, you've been here.
Oh, Ace Hardware.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that was you that looked earlier?
Yeah.
I heard
That's it.
yeah, you're acting like this.
You got this one, which you got on, and then we got this one here. I think the power one, the wire one, gets a little bit more power. And we're 45ing this. I don't know the science behind it, but this is pretty much to separate the low pressure air from the high pressure air. So it just makes it more efficient. So we're just gonna 45 this out here, round it out. More clean air, more downforce. So, yeah.
Why don't you flip it over?
Allegedly.
I'll be right. You can flip it over. You know, there's a tool for this that will be a lot faster, but that's how we're going to do it. You can stop her now.
Put on a mask.
Yeah, I'm putting it.
Called the hatchet.
There it is. I read it.
I was forced to read it.
You don't need to record this. This is going to take forever. All right, guys, welcome. It's the next day. We got the splitter all cut up, and we have the edges rounded off. Not perfect. There's a better tool for this than just a Dremel I use, but my buddy Logan, he has them, but and I'm not sure if he was using them or whatever, but it don't matter. We got it done with the Dremel just fine. So now we're just gonna sand some of this down, and then we're gonna primer it and then paint it. And then once that's done, before we install it, we're actually gonna do our ducting before any of that. So I'm gonna get this lumen light here. Shout out to Aero, he actually gave this to us, and then we're gonna cut it up, take some measurements, and build the shrouding for the radiator area. But yeah, smooth progress. Should be done with the splitter, and honestly, with that front box today, hopefully, if everything goes smoothly. So yeah, let's get it done. With the camera like that, you can This would be like the main bottom piece, which would be going down at the bottom of it. So we did 27 inches across, and then 11 inches deep. So it's going to go pretty much all the way close to the radiator. And then these are side brackets, so they're going to be kind of going side to side on the side. They're 8 feet tall, and then they are, this is the back section, 11 inches deep. And then we're going to make 2 of those, so 1 on each side, 8 feet tall, 8 inches tall, so it can cover the whole little area. So that'll cover the bottom part. And then we have this top part here, which is a little bit shorter just because there's like AC condenser and stuff. So this top part's going to be a little bit shorter, but it's not that big of a deal. See what I mean? So you got that the condenser line over there, and then you have that right there also. So we're just gonna cut it down to like right around here, and then we're gonna bolt it up to right here. You can see this is actually pretty cool. It's kind of somewhat ducted. There is our crash bar. So I'm probably gonna drill a hole in there and then rivet it on, just because running hardware in there will kind of be pain in the ass. Because in order to remove this tow hook, it's kind of a pain too, because you have to finesse the bolt back there to like get it to go through like where the bolt hole's at. So taking it off, it's kind of a pain. So we're just gonna leave it on. We're just gonna rivet it on. If you ever need to take the ducting out, we're probably gonna drill it out. But yeah, it's all good. So we're gonna probably have maybe 5 or 6 points up here. That's gonna be tucking it all up there, and then everything's going to be attached, like the walls, with this 90-degree stuff. So this will attach. You can kind of see the side, and then the top part. It's going to be a 90 on the top also, so it's all going to be riveted on. It makes sense in my head, but we'll see if it actually translates into practice. But yeah, if you guys don't understand the vision, hopefully as I go you guys can see it. But yeah, let's get to it. Start drawing some stuff. That was so quiet. Measurements are cut out. We've got aluminum saw, so we're gonna see if we can make some damage and get this thing cut out. Alright, so here's the vision, guys. So there we have those 90s. This is how it's gonna sit in there, and this is gonna go on top. So that's gonna sandwich on top. You can see we got these angles. We're gonna angle it off right here, rivet on there, maybe like 3 rivets, three rivets there, 3 rivets on the other side. Same over here. And then yeah, I think it's funny. I actually messed this part up. You can kind of see I didn't account for the extra 1/2 inch on each side on the wall. So this piece ended up being a little bit short. So this is an original piece. Kind of see right there. Pretty short on that side. That's because it's supposed to sit on top of it, not from corner to corner. So this one's fine. The bottom piece is fine, but this one needs to sandwich on top and sit over it. So that's what we did. We might need to trim this like a 1/2 inch, just because my calculations are pretty like close to the top of the bumper, so it might be sitting too high where it's like impacting the crash bar. We might need to lower it a little bit, but not a big deal. We can also maybe just drop the thing down. So I made it pretty flush to where it's gonna say right here, down here, but we got tons of room down here, so if we need to like lower it, that's not a big deal. But yeah, that's mostly it. I'm gonna probably, bumper's kind of a pain in the ass to take off in this car. So ideally I think I'm just going to, because I still need to, the primer on the splitter still hasn't dried, so I would like to do this all in one go. Let's see if it's dry now. It's mostly dry. But yeah, the problem is putting it back together. It's kind of annoying. So I just don't want to like start on this, take off the bumper, and then put it back on, because I guess I got time. I guess I'll do it because I gotta pop the wheels up and whatnot, and it's not the easiest thing to do. But and then also you kind of see I have this wrap right here because I exploded the tabs because some guy was hauling ass and I was turning into a plaza, and since he was going so fast, I didn't really calculate that he was going to be that fast, so I had to kind of like dip in pretty quick. And I pretty much like bottomed out at the splitter and just a big crunch, and then the tabs on that side where the hardware used to sit just exploded. So that's why that's there. So I'm gonna have to like take that manual off, reinstall it. So it is what it is. Yeah, I guess we'll jack the car up and get started. Quick little update. We got the bumper off. Car's up in jack stands right now. One thing I forgot again is I actually didn't account for these pieces on the side. So this piece is actually longer than I should have been. We measured pretty precisely 27 inches, so we wouldn't rub against the splitter mounts, and that's exactly what it's doing right now, is rubbing, just because it's got like another inch because of those side things. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna end up actually trimming this. We can just move this on top here, but then this will make this taller, and this will make it about 1.5 inches. So instead of shading these two down, what I'm gonna do is just trim this one, so that way I only have to trim once on this panel, not multiple times on those two right there. So gonna trim this down. That means we're probably gonna trim this down too, or maybe the original piece that we had, which is somewhere over there still. There it is. That might fit once we trim this right here. So yeah, gonna trim this real quick, and then should be pretty quick. It's just this one clip. I'm just making a clip of me making a splitter for my car. We trying to make it big, Ryan.
Do a lot of people do this or no?
Make their own splitters?
Yeah.
Try people, yeah. Usually will, because it's like not that hard to make it, and this is an item that always needs to get replaced eventually, you know, at some point. So. You can stop recording for now.
Stop?
Yeah. I'm probably just gonna wait. We're leaving him. Oh yeah, that's primer that didn't dry from down there. That was still a little. Alright guys, it is like maybe 2 days later. Here's the progress right there. We have the mounts all done up, so we just gotta fit this up there and try to like wiggle them, the splitter mounts a bit, just because there's a little bit of play on them. So gonna make sure those are all good. And we got the ducting pretty much cut out. Also, I just gotta cut out the 90-degree pieces, but let's go check them out. But yep, that's it. That's the ducting area. So it's gonna be black, and then we're gonna leave the 90-degree and go like just aluminum. So yeah, it's like a sand black with like flake in there. I don't think you ever see the flake in person, just because it's gonna be like covered by shadow most of the time. But yep. Hey guys, today is the last day of the splitter. Actually already finished it, but we're just going to give you a quick walk around. There were some things we had to change, and I needed to get this thing done because I had a car to do, but that's neither here or there. We're just going to show you guys the end product. So, there it is. There is loom wire mounted up there, so this helps it when the splitter is like pulling down. This keeps it from like sagging down on one side, so that's done on both sides. And then it's about 3.25 inches all the way around. And then obviously this one looks a lot better than the other one. Obviously the one was trashed, but also this is all just a better job done than the first one I did from the very beginning, so it looks a lot cleaner. Yeah, it looks really good. I'm pretty happy with the way it came out. There's the shrouding. Can't see what we did. What we did is we boxed it in, and then we ran a flashy 90, riveted one piece here or there, so 4 rivets in total. And we chose to leave it raw so that way you can kind of like it adds some element of like, I guess, like aesthetic look, so you can kind of see it's there's something going on back there, so it looks pretty cool. Bring some attention back there. And yeah, and there's the other wire right there. And then what we did is, we mounted this. There's the splitter, the guards, or not the guards, but like the mounting brackets are right there. So we just drilled a hole and then we just ran some hardware through it. So this is actually bolted onto the splitter bracket, so that's really sturdy. And obviously the rivets are on there, so it's not going anywhere. But yeah, she's all done. Just washed the car yesterday, so she's all looking clean. And then we also recrowded the car, so yeah, looks really good. That's pretty much it for today's video, guys. We're still gonna add some splash guards to the car. That's gonna be in a later time. I might just order some eBay ones, just because I'm gonna cut them up, just because they're not gonna end up being fully useful because the splitter's in the way. I'm pretty sure those things aren't all the way up, so we're gonna modify them and stuff like that. But for now, really happy the way it came out. And yeah, so yeah, that's it. By no means is this like a full track car, so we're gonna doing some stuff that are more on the cosmetic side. Obviously a little bit on the functional side too. A little bit of mix between the both, right? So yeah, that's it. Get a good look at the car. We'll see you guys in the next video. We went to a science of speed meet and we did some other things too, so I'll be sure to upload that. It was really busy. I was talking to a lot of people, so I just kind of like walked around. But yeah, we'll see you guys later. Peace.